Your kindness is beautiful. The love you have in your heart can light up a room, but we have been taught that kindness is saying yes when we want to say no, staying quiet to avoid conflict, or giving bakeries while we're getting crumbs in return. People are taking advantage of you and pushing you around because they believe that you will let them. Being nice is so wonderful. It can change the world, but not at the expense of your mental health, your time, or your boundaries. When you are saying yes to something, when you want to say no, you are abandoning yourself. People who only like the version of you that serves them aren't meant for you. Start saying no to them and see what happens. You are not a doormat, so stop acting like it. You're allowed to have boundaries, you're allowed to say no, and that's gonna be disappointing to some people, but that's okay. Before answering anything, just ask yourself, like, would I really want this for myself? Is this really benefiting me? Is this something I really, really want to do? Or is it feeling forced? Is it me people pleasing? And if the answer is no, it wouldn't make you happy, or it is forced, then it's okay. You should not have to feel guilty or bad in any way. You don't owe them anything, not even an explanation. If you have to say no, I would like to not attend this event, or I can't do that, like, what are they gonna do? Let people be uncomfortable with your growth. That is not your burden to carry. You can still be warm and loving and still say, like, no, I'm not available for that. And that is self-respect. It is not your job to make others comfortable at your own expense. Kindness shouldn't be and doesn't mean self-sacrifice. I used to be such a people pleaser. I typically would get along with everybody, but the very few times that I didn't, I would try my hardest to make this person like me or make these people like me. I remember this one woman, she knew of me, but she didn't know me, and she did not like me just because she knew of me and like my job and stuff like that. But I had made this boundary, and she ended up hating me. She was texting me, calling me batshit crazy, texting me paragraphs, telling me, calling me names, all these things, because I set a boundary that she did not agree with. But I knew in my heart this boundary was meant for me to heal, and it was really hard not to respond with the same energy that she was giving me. But I was not going to stoop down to her level and start calling her names. I remained calm with her and told her in love my feelings. I remained calm and told her my reasoning in love, because I refuse to let her insecurity leak into me, because I know what I did and why I did it. Insecurity is loud and confidence is silent. Nobody owns you. Like I said, I was a people pleaser, so I did like still respond to her even though she was cruel to me. But please do not do this. Do not pour into these kind of people, even if it's with good intention, because every time she would text me, my anxiety would get up, my heart would like race so fast, and I just felt sick to my stomach, and she just drained my energy. And for what? Because a woman thought she knew me and knew my intentions behind a decision that I made. Anyone who knows me knows my intentions are pure and full of love. I never want ill on anybody. But in that moment, I had to look out for myself and my well-being. So if you're in a position where someone is literally calling you names, doing these things because you decided to set a boundary, choose yourself. Choose yourself. Confidently and lovingly say, I will not stay or go where I am not respected. And leave it at that. In the moment of this, especially like after the conversation, I was so upset. I couldn't even wrap my head around how could someone be so cruel, like to a person they barely even know. But now I'm at a point where I literally thank God for this woman. I send blessings to this woman every day, to her husband, to her children, to her business. I pray for this woman, and I literally send nothing but blessings for her. I thank her because she was the reason that I do not people please. There is a quote from the Game of Life and How to Play It. No man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is a teacher. I realized that she was meant to come into my life to teach me to not people please anymore. Not only that, but because of her, I went on this extremely, like, I fell in love with books, I fell in love with self-help, but this is like 1 or 2 years ago where I just read and acknowledged and really just poured so much into myself, bettering myself in any way because of how much this person hurt me. And the conversation was just like constantly like running through my head, and it felt like it was destroying me from the inside out. But now I want and have helped others like through their heartaches and through their hard times. And now I'm determined to be a motivational speaker and write books that help people the way I have been helped. There was another quote from the same book: bless your enemies and you will rob them of their ammunition. This woman cannot hurt me anymore. Now I can go to bed at peace with myself and be grateful for the heart that I have and move forward with my desires and my dreams to help other people. Okay, so now I'm going to read some of the notes I have for the Book of Boundaries by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. Being passive never pays off. Myth number 1. Setting boundaries is selfish. People with highly developed limits are some of the most caring people on earth. Our lives are our responsibility. Our lives are from God. When we say no to people and activities that are hurtful to us, we are protecting God's investment. Myth number 2. Boundaries are a sign of disobedience. Saying yes to something when inside you want to say no is the same thing as lying. Myth number 3. If I set boundaries, I will be hurt by others. People will become angry at my boundaries and even attack me for it. We can't manipulate our boundaries by sugarcoating them. Those people in our lives that can respect our boundaries will love our wills, our opinions, our separateness. Those who don't respect our boundaries don't love our no. They love our yes, our compliance. Person number 1 welcomes boundaries, accepts them, and listens to them. This person is called wise or righteous. Person number 2 hates limits, resents you, tries to manipulate you. Many marriages are strengthened after boundaries are set. While some people abandon and attack us for having boundaries, yes, better to learn about their character and take the steps to fix the problem than never to know. Myth number 4. If I set boundaries, I will hurt others. We have to allow others to take responsibility for their own conduct. Galatians 6:5. We all help each other mature. Myth number 5. Boundaries mean that I am angry. Fear tells us to move away from danger. Sadness tells us that we have lost something. Anger tells us we need to confront the threat. Anger tells us that our boundaries have been violated. Anger doesn't dissipate with time, whether it's 2 minutes ago or 20 years ago. It needs to be worked through appropriately, or else anger simply lives inside the heart. People with injured boundaries are shocked by the rage they feel inside when they start setting limits. This is not new anger. It's old anger. It's years of no's that were never voiced, never respected, never listened to. Years of constant boundary violation cause great anger. They have some catching up to do with anger. Confess anger so that it will be healed. The more you heal, the less angry you will be. Don't fear the rage you discover when you first begin your boundary development. It is the protest of earlier parts of your soul. Boundaries decrease anger. Individuals with mature boundaries are the least angry people in the world. Don't get mad, set a limit. Myth number 6. When others set boundaries, it injures me. We project our injuries onto others. When we see pain, we disown that feeling and throw it onto others. This is called projection. Don't put people on a throne besides God. An inability to accept others' boundaries can indicate a problem in taking responsibility. Corinthians took Paul's boundaries well. This showed a sign of responsibility. Do to others as they would do to you. Matthew 7:12. Accept others' boundaries as you want yours to be accepted. Myth number 7. Boundaries cause feelings of guilt. The gift is no strings attached. Gratitude will move us to love others. What do we owe those who are kind to us, who genuinely care for us? We owe them thanks, and with a grateful heart, we go out and help others. Give selflessly. Don't give to get. Myth number 8. Boundaries are permanent, and I'm afraid of burning bridges. You own your boundaries. They don't own you. If you set limits with someone and they respond maturely and lovingly, you can renegotiate the boundary. You can change the boundary if you are in the safer place. When we are in the beginning stages of recovery, you need to avoid the people who have abused and controlled you in the past. If you ever do see that person again, bring a support group and witnesses. Don't get sucked into a controlling situation again because your wish to reconciliation is too strong. Respond, don't react. If you react, they are in control. If you respond, you are in control. I cannot change someone. I can only change my response to them. Boundaries need to be communicated first verbally and then with actions. They need to be clear and unapologetic. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Say things like, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't want to. I won't. At first, talk to them about how you feel and their attitude and the way it affects you. If they are wise, they will listen to you. I can't control anyone, but I can choose to limit my exposure to them physically and emotionally, distancing myself. This is self-control. Avoid trying to get approval from this kind of person. It will never work, and you will only feel controlled. Avoid getting into arguments and discussions that you will never win. Remember the proverb, whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Whoever rebukes a wicked man endures abuse. Do not rebuke a mocker, or they will hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Proverbs 9:7-8. If you allow them to draw you in, thinking that you will change them, you are asking for trouble. Stay separate, keep the boundaries, don't get sucked into the game. Treat your words carefully. When words are many, sins are not absent. But he who holds his tongue is wise. Proverbs 10:19. Our words are the product of our heart. God is by our side. He cheers us on. Ask God for help and take the necessary steps to meet him halfway. Meeting our boundaries is our responsibility. Love our neighbor as ourselves is hard. One of the reasons why it is so difficult is because of boundary problems. So I always hear that, love your neighbor as yourself, right? But you're literally bending over backwards for your neighbor, but then neglecting yourself. You need to make sure you are treating your neighbor as yourself, aka treating yourself well as well. Like, you need to be treating yourself good. You cannot be treating everyone else good and then neglecting you. I just wanted to make that statement. So definitely don't neglect yourself to bend over backwards for other people. That is not treating yourself as your neighbor. You are treating your neighbor better than yourself. People who get angry at others for setting boundaries have a character problem. Self-centered, and they think the world exists for them and their comfort. It's not the situation that is making the person angry, but feeling that they are entitled to things from others. They want to control others. So when they lose control over that person, they get angry. The first thing you need to learn is that the person who is angry at you setting boundaries is the one with the problem. Having boundaries is good for other people. It teaches them to respect other people. Do not allow that angry person to make you angry. Keep a loving stance while speaking the truth in love. Be prepared to be distant. The hard truth is that you may not talk to them anymore. Guilt messages are not meant for your growth and good. They are given to manipulate and control. How could you do this to the family? Guilt messages are really anger in disguise. We always need to forgive, but we don't always achieve reconciliation. Forgiveness happens in our hearts, and we pay the debt that someone owes us. Only one person is needed for forgiveness: myself. Reconciliation takes two. We do not open ourselves to the other party until we have seen that they have truly owned their part of the problem. True repentance is much more than saying I'm sorry. It is changing direction. Freedom is very hard. It's freedom from the past. It's freedom from the person who hurt you. The wrong can't be undone, but it can be forgiven. Forgiveness and opening to more abuse is not the same thing. Forgiveness has to do with the past. Reconciliation and boundaries have to do with the future. I want to be around people who honestly feel me, not honestly deny that they have hurt me and have no intent to do better. If people are owning their sin, they are learning through failure. They want to be better, and forgiveness will help. But if someone is in denial, they only give lip service to get better without making changes or seeking help, I need to keep my boundaries even though I have forgiven them. If I don't forgive them, I am still in a destructive relationship with them. Give grace from God and let others' debts go. Always look at yourself, who has to be the one to change. We are supposed to be run by love. You're going to have to do some things that are right, but feel guilty. Do not feel guilty. Set boundaries and get with your supporters. It's more mature to say no than it is to say yes. So the person from my past that hurt me so deeply, literally just texts, days of texts and texts, just like long messages, all this stuff. I had to learn to forgive and move forward with my life. And now I'm able to talk about the person in this situation without the feeling of anger and sadness and pain. And this book, along with many other books, have helped me so much when trying to overcome people pleasing. And I'm so thankful that I have a heart where I can set boundaries and still love someone. But yeah, that's all I have. I hope you were able to get something from this. And yeah.